late 1950s were filled with those fun rock and roll tunes. But how did it all begin? Well, rock and roll was created with the help of several styles of music. The guitar-driven music of Big Mama Thornton, the lean, story-driven country songs of Hank Williams, and Big Joe Turner's rough blues all have strong ties to what is now known as rock and roll today. In the late 1940s and the early 50s, the sound of rhythm and blues was filling the bars in New Orleans, Cleveland, and Chicago. As the swing bands phased out due to wartime economy, smaller combos become more popular. Along with the likes of Little Richard, other musicians like Laverne Baker and Louis Jordan and the Timpani Five embellished the rhythm and blues sound, beginning crossover to what is now known as rock and roll. Well, as R&B became more and more popular, the teenagers started jamming to this new sinful sound. Meanwhile, the record companies started covering these same songs using wholesome white performers, making the music as innocent and inoffensive as possible. This new popular music reflected the taste of the growing white middle class. The vocalists associated with swing bands had to find a way to keep their music alive. In the early 1950s, as the dominance of swing gave way to the traditional pop music era, many of the music styles changed as string sections were added to the orchestral arrangements and importance of the vocal performance became more prominent. Unlike big band and swing music, pop focused on the song's story and expressive message it delivered. TV also contributed to the popularity of this new style of feel-good music. Artists like Perry Como, Milton Berle, and later Nat King Cole had their very own vaudeville-style shows being performed right in America's living rooms. The television brought families together, as most households could only afford one television. Let's step back and take a look at some of the recognizable pop music of yesterday.